Now, let's continue. Let's go to Mother.
Jack, do me a favor and give Paul these herbs, will you?
Okay, thank you. This
But
book
he's
is
a monk.
going to end with
You
a
don't like
cliffhanger,
monks.
I bet.
Well, it turns out not all of them are
Okay,
bad.
thank you.
Still, be careful before you trust any one of them.
Well, your son already trusted me. Oh, yes. I know that the builder is not his father, and I also know about you. It won't be long till they throw you out of Kingsbridge. Witch.
There he is! Give our prior the welcome he deserves!
Oh, you know, I am only following God's will.
Prepare to raise the bell! Make the prior proud!
Well, thank you.
Go on, Jack. Don't forget about Paul's herbs.
Where is Paul? Hey, Alfred is alive. We didn't see him, but he seems to be alive.
Hey,
What are you doing?
I'm supervising. Tom asked me to. We see eye to eye now, you know. He asks me things and I can say yes or no.
Huh.
Hey, did you tell him that I had trouble with him? Right. I have to carve up some steaks later. If you want, you can help me.
Let's kick after the
Or you
family.
can do whatever the hell it is you're doing all day. It's your call.
But he seems to be setting, you know. Things seems to work out well for him now between his father and so on. And that is nice. Oh, Brother Paul.
This is from my mother.
Oh, bless her. Boy, whatever Remigius says, your mother is a saint. Oh, is that the bell? Can you see it from here?
Yep.
Bell without a cathedral. Your father certainly had strange ideas.
It might be. What's a bell?
No one cares about what Remigius says. Yeah. He's an ass.
Excuse me.
Helena. Or Alien. I mean, Lady Alien.
You. I remember you. You're the boy with no father.
Actually, I have two fathers now.
Is that so?
Yes. Tom Builder and Jack Sherbug.
I thought you weren't the builder's son.
Well, I am now.
I have to say, Prior Philip told me there would be a lot of sheep here. I can see he wasn't exaggerating.
You know Philip too?
I do. He's the reason I'm here. Is he around?
Everybody with no father?
He should be around somewhere.
Well, we told her that we
Busy
had no
man,
father.
that fellow. But don't worry. You probably won't have to look for him for long.
All right. Thank you.
How was the food? The food was awesome. You eat fast. 10 minutes. I actually took my time when I eat the food. But it is true that I spend more time eating a salad than other food. Because it takes a
Shall
longer
we go
time to
after
eat them. Oh.
No. Now we know where we can find them.
Ha! Ho!
Evil people. William. He will attack with William though. Ah. Does he see the devil when he looks into the fire?
My bishop, William Hamley, has returned to see you.
Send him in, Timothy. We have much to discuss.
Yes. You finished book 1. Now comes the question here. Do we have
Next
book
time
2?
on the Pillars of the Earth, find out what happened to me and my brother Richard after the siege of our father's castle. What will the future hold in store for Kingsbridge? The Pillars of the Earth, Sowing the Wind.
Do we have that one? I don't think we have. But I really enjoyed that first book. Oh, it took us 6 minutes. And that was a lot of people. I only thought we had the first book. It looks like we have all 3.
My name is Aliena of Shiring. I'm the daughter of the Earl Bartholomew of Shiring. At least, I used to
21
be,
chapters.
before my father was arrested for conspiring against the king. And a man I had once refused to marry took control of everything my family had ever owned, including ourselves.
I'm happy that we have all of the books. I thought we only had the first book. But so it takes around 5 hours per book, I'd say. This is why, yeah.
Where's the girl? She is where you put her, you fiend.
This is back during the siege.
Once the king finds out. Here's the key.
Oh.
Now go get her. I'm starving.
He needs to escape. I'm actually really enjoying this one. Quite a bit, I must say.
Why am I fooling myself? There is nothing left.
Milady, are you awake? William Hamley is back. He wants to see you.
Uh-oh.
May I enter?
No, you may not enter. Don't open. Block it.
Please, you mustn't make him wait. What's taking so long? I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. Shit.
Thank the Lord. You're alive.
Of course. Why wouldn't I be? Dear God, did he hit you?
Well, I suppose he's getting more daring now that his father is about to see the king.
This is taking too long. Go get them.
Right. Milady, I must ask you, do not provoke him. Not yet. Not until you're properly armed.
How is Richard?
treat him like a dog. I gave him a cloak so he wouldn't have to freeze through that storm. There are weapons hidden in the yard. Near the gate, look for a red piece of cloth.
Get down here, and no talking. And don't cause any trouble. I just cleaned my sword.
Finally. Just because I allowed you to sleep in my room doesn't mean you can make yourself cozy in there. Ugh, what's with your face? Your arrogance makes you ugly. Did you know that?
I didn't sleep well.
Were you lonely?
We've all been sleeping poorly the last few weeks. Your father will be the new Earl soon. This castle will be yours. There's no need to keep the lady and her brother hostage. Maybe you should consider letting us go.
Oi, Walter. Looks like the princess needs a servant to do her talking. Can't imagine why I ever wanted to marry that ugly boar. A real lady. That's what I deserve. Maybe even Empress Maud. Yes, I'll marry the Empress. But I will keep on fucking her.
As if Maud would ever marry you.
Shut up!
I won't.
You have no say around here anymore.
I am still the daughter of your Earl.
You're a common whore, that's what you are.
No.
Oh, how you must enjoy your revenge.
You're just getting what you deserve.
All this just because I wouldn't marry you?
Shut up. Shut up!
You are a sad man who knows nothing but cruelty. God shall punish you for this.
I am the cruel one. You renounced our wedding and made me the laughing stock of the entire Shire.
Stop, both of you. Go outside, girl. Walk it off.
I mean, I think these words are good enough against him.
All right, I shall do so gladly.
Anything you need, William?
Tell the bitch to get me something to eat. I'm starving.
Get this yourself.
You heard him. Go, now!
He will have to get his own food. He's a man after all.
I always told you your stubbornness would be your end.
Richard.
Did they let you go? Have you sided with them?
Don't be ridiculous. I will never succumb to these beasts.
Beasts? That's a bit rude.
Have you seen my red scarf?
Is that all you worry about?
I think Matthew had it last. He said he lost it somewhere.
Then ask him. I'm busy trying to come up with a plan.
You really haven't seen my scarf?
Ali, drop the nonsense. This is serious.
Oh, Richard.
How are you managing?
I'd be managing a lot better if you gave me a sword.
Did he say something funny?
That boy with a sword. Look at his back. He can barely lift his own head. Teach a chicken to fight, might as well just step on it.
I'll be back soon. Don't lose hope.
Yeah.
You will go to hell for this.
I've been hearing that a lot lately.
It's true. People like you are bound to suffer eternal pain. It's what makes this world just.
Oh,
Huh?
I didn't know. Guess I'm just not one for deep thoughts like that.
You really don't have to say that? I have to say what?
Nothing. Maybe Matthew meant the other gate. Flemish, here, girl. Don't you recognize me? Ah, good girl. It must be hard to catch my
But
scent
the poor
in
man
this
is going
rain.
to hell. It's Walter. I mean, he decapitated her father, pretty much. And not really, but made sure that William could do it.
One more step and I'll assume you've got a death wish.
Oh, nice. Everything is rotten.
Oh! It smells horrible in here.
Oh, let's give him some rotten apples. Rotten food for a rotten person.
Oh! A dead chicken. What a horrible smell. Someone must have trapped it in here for fun.
Oh.
What a waste.
So is the dead chicken that caused all of the rot? Probably William did it.
Oh! I'm not putting my hand in there.
Understandable.
Disgusting. I'm not putting my hand in there. Disgusting. Let's see. A loaf of bread. And it doesn't look as bad as everything else in here.
And we're not giving that to William. William gets the rotten meat. A rotten
Mealworms.
personality only deserves equally rotten food.
Disgusting.
Oh, it got wet. Dang.
These are all rotten. Poor girl, you must be starving. Here, eat this. I know you prefer meat, but that's all I can give you. But what am I supposed to give William now?
Well, even if you leave, we've still got your brother.
I can't leave him.
Cannot find a weapon.
Well, even if you leave, we've still got your brother.
I can't leave him. Nothing in there but filthy water. Nothing. Maybe Matthew meant the other gate.
Oh.
Nothing in there but filthy water. Don't act as if you've never had a heart. I see how kindly you treat his horse.
You want me to let you go?
Yes.
Of course. It would be the proper thing to do. There is no humane reason for keeping us locked up.
Can't.
Why not?
Because Bartholomew is still Earl. Can't have his brats running around causing a ruckus. I don't get paid to be careless.
You do a lot for him. Tending to his horse, watching his
He's
prisoners.
loyal. You
What do they pay you?
You cannot buy him.
Why do you keep asking me that?
Because
I
it
might
will
be
be
able
on
to pay
Walter.
you more.
No.
Right.
Tell us. How much do you want?
Maybe I don't do this just for the money.
Yeah.
I don't believe you. What else should you gain from being cruel?
Now Alien is being...
An apprentice. Unlike you, Percy Hamley likes the way I've been raising his son.
I see. No.
Did you get what he asked for?
Yes.
I cannot
Good.
find...
Don't waste his time then.
Walter is a good man doing his job. It is actually true that Walter is just a mercenary. He just does... He has his role, and he has to play it out. Now, he himself isn't really evil. He's more like... That's his place. That's how he lives, or earns his living bread. Now, if William had been a good person, then Walter would have been, you know, a good kind of mercenary. So, I don't really hold anything against Walter. He's just doing his job. William, though. This is the source of everything.
Your food.
Ah! What is this?
Yes. William is a monster.
This is all I've found.
You really think you can play your silly games with me?
I am still the daughter of the Earl, and by the law of the King, you are my subject.
Oh my. Forget what I said about your arrogance. It actually makes you quite pretty. Huh?
In the name of my father, you will die for this!
Master Richard, don't!
Richard is dying here.
Stupid boy. Almost as stupid as his sister. I'd rape you if I could. But you're not my kind of lass. What's with her? She dead?
Leave her.
The king has not yet spoken. Wait till your father is an earl proper. Then you can do with her whatever you want.
Damn! To hell with it. She's so ugly, no one would ever want to take her anyway. Put them with the animals until the king has decided.
He's a beast. He's driven by lust, by doing whatever he wants with that. He has been taught about everything he does has no consequence. And everything is his subjects. He, like a puppet show. William has never been taught about human values. He's been brought out as a beast, you could say. Richard should not have tried to kill. And the best part is that Richard doesn't have the guts to kill. That's the other part. And with a dagger? Come on. Suicide. Hmm.
Richard! Richard! Wake up!
Oh, Richard is not dead. He was only cut. Matthew died, though.
It's too high. I'm chained to a post. I can't reach it. If only it was closer.
He became completely irredeemable when he said he would rape. Oh yeah, right. You didn't see that part.
It's just out of reach.
William tried to rape a farmer earlier.
It's just out of reach.
But the father stopped him from doing it, and William was incredibly pissed because of it.
It's too high.
Although William didn't understand why.
I can't reach it. If only it was closer.
Or why it was so wrong for him to do that.
It's just out of reach.
Oh.
Come on, I need you to wake up.
I cannot reach this horseshoe.
It's just out of reach.
With my foot.
It's too high. I'm chained to a post. I can't reach it. If only it was closer.
There's literally nothing here which we can use.
No, there are no weapons here, and no sign of my red scarf. It's just out of reach.
Yes, you said so, but that is the only thing. I cannot do anything with the horse here. There's nothing on the ground. We have Richard, who we cannot interact with.
Hey!
Oh, we can, but maybe that's what we need to do. Oh, now we woke up. Rules of 3. Or the power of 3.
Hallie, my ear.
What were you thinking, charging William like that?
I had to protect you.
That was very brave, but
very brave of you.
yes, but it was stupid.
No.
It was. Father will be proud when you tell him. Richard, throw me that horseshoe.
It's not hard enough to break the chain. I already tried.
I'll think of something.
He had
Just
good
give it to me.
intentions. Yes, but evil is most of the time brought from good intentions. Even if it was kind of stupid. It was stupid because Matthew died because of it. While if they hadn't done it, Matthew would have lived.
Do you think it might break like this?
It's not hard enough to break the chain. I already tried.
Oh, the hammer is. You know that force would be absorbed by the leg, not the metal.
Can you stand?
I'll try.
Good. Then wait here. I'll find us a way to get out of here.
Let's take his horse.
Yes. Good idea. But first we need the weapons Matthew hid for us. Matthew must have hidden them somewhere else. Try to stay sharp. If he wakes up, shout and run as fast as you can. Do you hear?
I will.
But Richard will die in the process.
Please, take us away from here.
Careful! He doesn't seem to like that.
Whoa, easy. Easy now.
What are you doing? The horse nearly woke the guard.
The knot is too tight. If only we had a knife. Where did Matthew hide the weapons? If only we had a knife. Where did...
Oh, I'm okay. There we go.
No, the weapons are not in there either. Maybe we can dive out.
No.
No.
You will freeze to
It's
death.
too dark and Richard's ear is bleeding. It has to be the gate.
Ah, we found it.
I have to say, that battle was a bit short for my taste. The knights weren't prepared and the peasants scattered like chicken.
I found it. Matthew's piece of cloth. Oh, you look hungry. Want to eat? It's calm now. Try to mount it, Richard.
Oh,
where do we go?
bad idea.
To Winchester, of course. We need to find Father and talk to the king. They must find out what's happening here. Now climb on. It won't eat forever. Now me.
Oi! You there! Stop!
Cut 'em off!
The thought that they could catch up with us urged me to ride onward. It rained relentlessly. After a while, Richard's moaning got weaker, but I did not dare look back, for I feared to see William Hamley right at our heels. I forced the horse to go faster, hoping that my brother would not succumb to his wounds. We headed toward Winchester. The king would make things right if we explained them to him. He had to. It wasn't long until Richard almost fell off the horse. Touching his forehead, I realized he had a high fever. His mutilated ear was red, hot, and swollen. A sound startled me. From the thicket of the forest emerged a woman. I was ready to draw the dagger that was flush against my forearm. I asked her to give us her name. This was her forest, she said, so we should be the ones introducing ourselves. I proclaimed that I was the daughter of the Earl of Shiring, traveling with my brother. I can tell your nobility by your manners. She smiled and revealed in turn that she was the wife of the local verderer. Seeing Richard's ear, she said that he needed help. Luckily, their hut was nearby. She offered us food, shelter, and care. We followed her to the hut. It was further than she had led us to believe. There, I helped my brother off the horse and let the woman take the horse's reins. The hut was rather barren, with few furnishings. It was almost as cold as outside, and there was no sign of her husband. Richard dropped onto one of the creaky stools. The woman lit a fire, which came alive with a crackle and gave out a warming glow.
Oh, nice.
I raised my voice and repeated more urgently that if we didn't act right now, Richard might die. At my words, the woman seemed to wake up from her absent-mindedness. She nodded towards the fire. There was a sound outside, but she distracted my attention by turning to Richard. She started to explain that to close a wound, one must gently press a hot piece of metal against the flesh. This will stop demons and bad smells from entering the body. The woman's eyes kept darting to the door, so I turned my head to see what it was she was looking for. The moment after I'd turned my head, my own knife was pointing at my face. She'd noticed the dagger in my sleeve and had yanked it out before I knew what was happening. She apologized. It's a tough world, and it's eat or be eaten. There was another noise outside. He's here, she said.
Do we die?
I swiftly grabbed a splintered board from the ground and pointed it at her in defense.
Right, we have plot armor.
Suddenly,
yeah,
I was grabbed from behind, and the next moment I landed hard on the floor. He examined us and our weapons and broke into laughter. He stepped closer to reach for Richard's sword, but his wife interrupted. We can't sell that. Everyone would know who that sword belonged to. The man grunted in agreement and turned to leave. Before she followed him, she dropped my dagger. "Burn out your brother's wound with this," she said, and disappeared. We heard the whinnying of William's horse and the stomping of hooves from outside. We stood, frozen, until Richard told me to go and have a look. As I did, the outlaws were long on their way, and our mount with them. The hut probably hadn't belonged to them in the first place, but at least it meant a roof over our heads for the night.
Plot armor for
the fire was
win.
still burning. We had no other choice but to trust the word of the outlaw. The heated dagger trembled in my hands. "Do it, Ali, I can take it." Richard tried to sound brave. A horrible hissing sound and the smell of burnt flesh filled the hut when the blade touched his ear. But it seemed to work. For a few hours, I guarded the door while Richard slept, but soon I fell asleep too. We walked for 2 more days with only brief rests in between. But we finally arrived at the city
Those
gates
were
of
good
Winchester.
outlaws anyways. I mean, they could have killed us and everything.
But at least we were
They
still
didn't.
together,
Yeah.
and we were sure that together we would
They
find
just
a
took
way
the
to
horse,
escape
and that is
this
good.
nightmare.
When facing William, you let Matthew speak for you. I provoked William by serving him rotten meat. Chapter 9. The Oath.
We made it.
I'm gonna say this
They can't
as
harm us anymore, can they? After all, there are laws in place to protect us here, right?
I think so, but we shouldn't risk finding out.
Then let's go.
Yeah, but yeah,
Where
this,
are you going?
This
To
playthrough
our
has been very
townhouse, of
nice,
course.
though, Ottoman. Very impressive visual novel, let's say.
Ali, there's someone here. Maybe it's father.
Do you think so?
Well, they must have put him somewhere.
It
Who is
isn't
it?
really a visual novel.
It's Percy Hamley. Hide!
Okay, so
What?
can you
I'm
tell
going
me
to
the
chop
difference
off your
between
hand if
this
I
game
find you,
and a visual
bastard.
novel?
Shut up!
Get back inside now. Don't ever let anyone see you lose your temper like that. We don't know who's part of the court yet, so be careful, be polite, make an impression.
They all need to see you dance with the king every day until he's made you an earl.
I saved him from Bartholomew's rebellion. Shouldn't that be enough?
Give them a reason and they won't make you earl. That cannot happen.
They took our house. They really took our house.
We'll have to sleep somewhere else then.
I can't believe it.
Come now, before anyone sees us here. The gates are closed for the night.
Yeah. Like, one of the best examples would be, what makes this game different from Tsukihime? A much more text-based? Do you mean... let's take it like this. Must a visual novel be text-based? I can agree with that many visual novels focus mostly on text. But that was back in the days when people didn't have the cash, the resources for that. If you look at Steins Gate, which is a visual novel, the entire visual novel is voice acted. So then, here comes again. What's to make this game different from a visual novel like Tsukihime, which is all about choices? I already have an answer for this. But the most important thing, what makes a visual novel visual novel? And what does the word visual novel mean? Like, for instance, this game, to me, is a visualized version of the books. And thus, these are visual novels. However, we could say the same about Uncharted and such, but there is a huge difference.
Father, may we come in?
But the first best part
can hear
is to
someone.
say, what are the difference
Hello?
between this game
We're lost and looking for
with
shelter.
visual novels?
They don't seem to want us here.
Because if we were to compare this game with Uncharted, we could say straight away that this game doesn't really focus too much on gameplay, like combat and so on. So it's not really a game in that way, right? But it has some gameplay, like more like a point and click. But even there, it doesn't have too much of it. The thing about visual novels is that you combine pictures, sounds, then with text. That is kind of like the early concept of a visual novel. But now we have gotten a bit further than that. And this game is kind of like a perfect example of modern visual novel in my eyes. Point and click games were perfect examples of the Western way to make a visual novel, if you ask me. But to me, this game takes it a whole new level than most point and clicks. This one has more about decisions as well, which also changes path of routes. That is also a thing of visual novels, most of the time. Not always. Like Steins Gate barely have any such options.
We're looking for a place to rest.
Tell you what, you can have my room till I finish my beer. Should be time enough for you, squirt.
What is it? Why are we leaving?
This is childish. Father wouldn't want us to stay in a house with those people.
But Ali, they were just fooling around.
Right. Let's keep looking.
I say that this game is more about to me, I can only describe this game as slightly on, you know, point and click visual novel. That is kind of how I see this game. It doesn't try to be a movie, but it focuses a lot on envisioning this, envisioning the story of a novel. It's kind of hard to put it into words, but we can say it's not a hack and slash, it's not an RPG, but it is somewhat of a point and click, but it doesn't really have the puzzles and so on as well. It focuses on the story, about making decisions that affects the story. So, in my head, this is a modern visual novel. To me, I consider visual novels as games, because a game is an interactive piece of software. It's a PC game, at least. A digital game, that is. So that is the game developer's perspective, or at least me as a game developer. Okay, then I'll say this. Phoenix Wright is a game. It is considered to be a visual novel. Do you consider it to be a visual novel? Now, that might not be... You might not have played that game, so then it will be a bit hard. But didn't you say in another scene that you didn't really consider walking simulators games as games? Aren't they also a piece of interactive media? Barely. Yes, Phoenix Wright is a visual novel. So what makes Phoenix Wright different from this game? The problem with the walking simulators is that they are barely interactive. You walk forward and you walk backwards. That is it. This game, you talk to people. In this game, we just don't walk around. We talk, we make decisions. In a walking simulator, you do not make decisions. You walk forward, you look at some pretty pictures, and you listen to music, and you listen to somebody talking. That is essentially a walking simulator. Most of the walking simulators are like that. If they take it further, adding gameplay, then then they in respect become a game, in my opinion. If they don't, like Dear Esther, then they become a nice story, essentially. They are kind of like at the borderline of either you call it a game or you do not, and it's up to each individual to choose whatever they feel like. If they feel like it is a game, then it is a game. To me, Dear Esther, it was a kind of like a lightweight story, but I couldn't feel it as a game. But in my head, it is borderline. Visual novels have this whole structure with a chat box and images. This game isn't like that. Yes, that is true. That is what I call an execution. Like visual novels who focus on being text-based, they will definitely do the chat box. Yes, this one has a text box as well. Every time someone talks, it just looks a bit different. You have seen it. You have seen the text boxes a few times in this one, but they put it in a more nicer place.
This is pointless.
Here.
There must be one.
You see the text box in the top.
Town.
Steins Gate does kind of similar.
What is it?
Oh, good evening.
You see the text
We're
box,
sorry to
right?
disturb you, but my brother and I have been through a lot and desperately need shelter for tonight.
Please.
Wait here.
Are you mad? Do not let them in. They're thieves.
What did I say?
Oh.
But didn't you turn... This would be here if you left it off. Yeah, but that is not the point. Thing is, if a visual novel is entirely voice acted, then you don't have to show the text at all. It's just that a lot of visual novels, or especially the bad ones, they put in monologues. They can put text on an entire screen, while the better ones have understood this and cut this down and just shows you 1 or 2 lines, and it is mostly about a person who is currently talking. You can see this in Steins Gate and in what is it called? What is it called again? Don Don Donga or something like that. I can't remember the name. But yeah, more of the modern ones have kind of learned either from movies. Visual novels always have text regardless of being full voice acted. Execution. Have you seen Steins Gate? The visual novel. You could remove all text in it and only have voice if you feel like, because the point is for you to read. Actually, that is not entirely necessary. Most visual novels have done so, partly because it started out. But if you have seen, if you have seen more modern, if you have seen modern visual novels, like visual novels that have come out in the last 3 years, you will see that most games feels more like Persona. I think